Hi folks, I hope you're well. I've had to redo my computer, so yes, I've had to now put everything back on because things like YouTube, it was buffering and blurry, and you're watching something and it'd buffer for another 5 seconds, and then you'll have 2 seconds and it'd buffer again for another 10 seconds. You might have about 5 minutes and it'd buffer again for another whatever. Right, I just reset the computer completely and had to put everything back in, which is a bit annoying, but there you go. It takes time. But at least now everything's working as it should be now. So the reason why it stopped working is because I changed some of the settings. I took some things out of areas that I thought they weren't needed, and probably they were needed. So my fault. No one else's. Okay, put in this video. Well, I did a video recently talking about the fact that these churches, I won't go back. It's not just churches. It isn't. This would be the case to there's a whole list of people. My cousin Angela, who was like a sister to me when I was young. My cousin Mandy, who was a bit older, but yeah, whatever. Well, obviously that includes their children as well. Well, it doesn't necessarily include their children, but them, yes. My brother Paul, my sister Kelly, and my son James. For all of them, they didn't want me in their life while I was nothing. If God then says I'm something or worth something, and they want to creep back into my life, the answer is sod off. Continue thinking the way you were before. Continue doing what you were doing before. Because, it's like I said about, where Rob said there's all these people, this is going back 20 odd years ago now, that there's all these people that want to be friends with you, but right now you're going through so much that they're going to wait until everything's sorted. And I said, no. Tell them, sod off. Tell the whole lot of them, bye-bye, I don't want to know them. If you can't be there for me when I'm nothing, or when I'm going through stuff, then, excuse me, you want me to help you, but you weren't there for me? Take a run and jump. Seriously, with these people, no. Because, again, when you know that you have the opportunity to have a relationship with me, but you choose not to, this is not relevant to people who don't know me, but to the people who knew me or know me, then, sorry, the reality is, no. If you decide to do that, then I wish you well, but don't darken my doorstep. Don't. Because you're not welcome. I was never welcome in your life before, so you're not welcome in mine now. Because my focus, and again, it's not about tit for tat. It isn't. It's simply about the fact that I want to help the people that can be helped. I want to bless the people that will receive blessings. I'm not interested in trying to work out whether someone means what they say or not. I haven't got time for that. Simple as that. As I say, so churches. If a church has said you're banned, then okay, you don't want me in your church when you think I'm worth nothing. So therefore, you don't get me in your church when you realise that was never the case. You don't get that. You don't get to bloody well pick and choose based upon whether that person can be of worth to you. What about whether you could have been of worth to me? Oh no, you said straight away you didn't want to do that. Well, that's true. And look, it's not just me, they do it to other people as well. Right? They do it to other people as well. And that's why. People do this crap all the time. And yeah. So the people that have done it to me, look, unless God really, and God's going to have to push it. If God wants you in my life, and God wants me to help you to, whatever, to maybe receive what I've received, then he's going to have to push it. He's going to have to make sure that I realise that he is telling me that he wants it. Same with the churches. I've got no problem going back to the churches if God is pushing the issue, and and I will test it. I will test it. I will put a mat out, and 2 days in a row, one day the mat has to be wet, but the area around it has to be dry. Next day, the area around it has to be wet, the mat has to be dry. And a security camera making sure that no one from that area or whoever wants to come in is coming in with a watering can. Yeah? Nah. You know what I mean? But yeah, test it, and test it with something where it has to be God. Yeah. In the end, we are where we are. That's the truth. We are where we are. And we can only do what we can do. But for me, no. No. Yeah, all of those people that I've mentioned, individuals certainly, they've had the opportunity of having me in their life and they chose not to. Okay. Now, again, that's spoken with an understanding that I understand that I was supposed to be alone. So therefore, maybe that's a little bit of a, yeah, okay. Maybe, yeah, certainly if God pushes it a bit with these people, but God's going to have to do it. Because these people chose that they didn't want me in their life. And as I say, if they only want me because they realize, hold it, this is someone who can help me, I can benefit from this person, then no. No. My son James is now at least 32. 42. He'll be 42. Really? No. 32, I do believe. Can't be 42 because I would have been about 12. Yeah. He was born in 94. So therefore, yeah. He's now 32. He's had since he was 18 to find me and contact me. Yeah, which he could have done quite easily. I'm on the birth certificate, so he could have found me, but he didn't. He didn't want to. Now, again, it's quite possible that his mum has sold the story that I didn't want to see him, and that was never true. But again, he was with her, so maybe she sold that story, in which case it was up to him whether or not he would trust her completely and not actually find out about the other side. But that was up to him. If he wanted to do that and be lazy and just accept, because again, maybe he just didn't want to offend his mum by, trying. Okay, fine. But that's okay. That's okay. It wasn't worth it to that degree for him to actually make the effort, was it, really? So fine. Yeah. And that's the point. With all things, I don't care. Because that doesn't matter. Put it this way, if God tells people that I am something, then, geez, that means I've got work to do. That means that finally I've got work to do. And yeah, I'm going to be too busy to deal with the emotional crap that people are going to want to bring. Yeah. Yeah, for my son to come and say, "Oh, but you are my dad." Well, I never was for all those years, was I? I'm biologically your father, but that's it. I've never been your dad. You never wanted me to be. So there you go. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm not offended by it, but it is what it is. I'm not offended about, in the other situations. It is what it is. Don't care. No, because we are where we are, and yeah. Yeah. People are where they are, and people do what they do. So therefore, yes, the reality is, yeah, that is the point, isn't it? Really, you do what you do. Yeah, and yeah, people do what they do, and so therefore, you just got to say, okay, I wish you well, but you're not anything to do with me, and that's truth. And if I've got work to do, I've got to focus on that. Well, because now it's the time. Well, if that happens, then okay, then it would be the time to say, right, okay. Because I believe completely that when there's work to do, that when there's time to actually start doing it, it's quite likely I'll be perfected beforehand, because I do believe it's quite likely that with all the work that needs to be done, there won't be a lot of time to eat or sleep. So therefore, being in a position where I don't need to eat or sleep would be quite useful. Then I can focus my attention on doing the work that has to be done. Not having to take time off to sleep. Because certainly if I've still got sleep apnea, that's going to get in the way of a lot of work, isn't it, really? So therefore, I believe fully that, when it's time for things to start moving, then, I believe that God is going to make sure that I'm able to do, which right now I'm not. So, Anyway, there you go. So, again, I'm not saying no to people, but God will have to be the one that pushes it. Simple as that. So, I wish you well. And as I say, it's not just the church. So it's not me judging the church. It's everyone who's done that. You take care.